Hello and welcome back to Sand 420. Today I wanted to address a couple of questions you guys had, why I sold the ZX-10RR and why I made the decision to buy a BMW, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And the footage you are watching is the last footage of me riding the ZX-10R very hard against max wrist. Number one would be my biggest gripe, and it's the display. I personally don't mind it, but being a content creator, unfortunately it does not help me out at all. It's great that you can see the revs, but the speed, lean angle, brake pressure, gas throttle, suspension setup, like you cannot see anything other than pretty much how high the revs go. That's all you can see, unfortunately. And for video and for content and for the viewers, people care about that stuff. So that was getting very obnoxious, and I didn't want to spend $1,500 on upgrading the display. Number two would be lack of torque, if any. Personally, I felt like the bike had no torque. I always had to grind the clutch to get to the power that I wanted off the line, or if I'm in low gear at low miles, I still have to use the clutch to quickly accelerate. BMW does have the opposite of that. He has a lot of torque, he gets into it real quickly, and the torque pushes you into the great power he has at the very end as well. And the third is kind of personal. Not everybody has this issue. Constant maintenance of the forks of the bike after one ride or 1 to 3 rides at most. I blow the forks, and every time it was costing me a bunch of money. I repaired the forks on this bike 3-4 times already, and comes out to $2,000-$3,000, and kind of got sick of that as well. Maintenance was adding up. The bike is 6 years old, 2017, so the maintenance was just going to be getting worse and worse. Put over 6,000 miles on it, and every time I ride the bike I spend anywhere from $500 to $2,000 on the maintenance, from tires to gas to forks to brakes to whatever issue it is that I create from the rides. It just costs a lot of money, so it kind of made sense to sell it to someone that actually really liked it. Now I want to go ahead and address why I chose BMW S1000RR. Initially my plan was to buy the 2023 model, but I did get a great deal from New Century Motorcycles BMW and decided to go ahead and pull the trigger, save myself a few $1,000s on the 22 model versus getting the 23. From ability wise of the bike, why I got it is because it gets into power very quickly, because it creates a lot of torque early on. The torque pushes you into power, so it's a great combination. Especially once the bike is tuned, it's going to be a different beast, but until then it's still great. Other than the 1K to 2K dead zone it has in the rev band, I believe it's like 6.5 to 8,000. Other than that, the bike's pretty much great. Second reason why I got the BMW is because of its display. It gives you 4 different variations you can choose from for the layout, and you have track modes, you have street modes, you have in between. You have a lot to play with, you have a lot of information. You can customize what kind of information it shows, and it's very clear to the viewer on top of that. So it's great combination for the rider and for the viewer. The reason why I chose BMW is because of its electronics, specifically because of its IMU 6-axis versus the 5-axis the Kawasaki comes with. It's much more modern, it reacts much more quicker, and because the Kawasaki is 5-axis, it's guessing what you are going to do versus the 6-axis where it's reacting to what you are doing live. In my opinion, it is much better, and I think it's just a great upgrade from what I'm working with currently. Thank you for listening. I hope this was informative. I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and let the bikes do the rest. join Discord to join the community.